What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Welcome back to another video. Now, I told you that crypto was going to experience a little bit of a pullback. And while we saw crypto making moves up and everything else that was kind of not necessarily following Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin was actually experiencing a little bit of a decrease, but then bounced a little bit off that decrease, but didn't bounce too far. But then everything else, altcoins, it looked like they were making a move, right? XRP was making a move. You saw many others that were up by, 1%, 2%, even up to 5% at times. I knew that you would experience some sort of connection between the two. It didn't look like we were ready for altcoin season. What it showed was that there was a piece where everything was really set up to kind of experience altcoin season. However, Bitcoin is still leading in the amount of people that are deciding to invest in a cryptocurrency as a new investor in a cryptocurrency, going right into Bitcoin. You have institutions that are leading the market and investing into Bitcoin and being a part of that. You have government that's honestly making Bitcoin a major selling point, right? And you have many other factors that are leading towards Bitcoin still being the main subject right now. And with that being the case, it was telling me that we may see a connection there, where we may see a catch up with everything else in the market. And we're seeing that, right? We're seeing Bitcoin that's falling, we're seeing XRP that's falling, we're seeing BNB that's falling, and all of these other things that are making negative moves. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to see that continue forever. This may happen for a little bit until we see Bitcoin hit kind of one of these levels, potentially. But there's always a chance that things could be reversed depending on news that's happening. But what we're seeing in Bitcoin is that it hit a new all-time high, and it has to retrace from that new all-time high. It just does it every single time that it hits and breaks a new all-time high. So in this video, we're going to talk about where Bitcoin is. We're going to talk about the altcoin season, as well as, Bitcoin season, everything else we could talk about. So if you guys could, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of my links down below. At Perry8K, you can follow me on Twitter if you want to. You can also check out my link for Patreon down below if you guys are interested in that. And if you guys are interested in a new platform, feel free to check out my link for BTCC. It honestly is a fantastic platform that I've been able to utilize for 9 months now, and I've been able to make gains, right? Certain things I've been able to make gains, especially as I saw with Bitcoin, which I will go through within this video. I've been able to make gains there, and hopefully it can get better as we see it get to some of the levels that I predict that it's going to get to, right? So you can get a 10% deposit bonus. You can get extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. And if you're not about leverage trading, or you don't want to take that risk, or you want to learn more about it, you can do that on BTCC, right? They have a demo trading platform to where you can trade with whatever money that you're willing to invest into there. Actually, it's not even your money, right? I'm just saying you want to compare it to what you would actually invest. You get $100,000 of paper money to trade with to kind of find your strategy. But then you can also leverage trade if you want to and just go out and trade outright. Or you can buy the position as a whole and own one whole Bitcoin, own one whole Ethereum or whatever. You don't have to leverage trade if you don't want to. So feel free to check out that link. It's at the top of the description. Fantastic platform. I've had a lot of success with it. Now, when it comes to the cryptocurrency market, this is where we stand. We are currently at a $3.32 trillion market cap. No way does this mean that we have seen an absolute crash. Right? We haven't seen an absolute crash. Are we going to? I mean, it's still iffy because Bitcoin still hasn't experienced a major pullback from that all-time high, but you are starting to see other things that are reacting in more of a major negative way. And I think people are waking up as the market's opening up. You see people that are reacting more and more to the crypto market in this negative way, which could be positive depending on how you're trading. But Bitcoin is standing at $105,553.10. No way does this mean that Bitcoin is at the lowest level possible and that it crashed to all-time lows and that it's in the dirt and you should probably buy it at those levels, right? Yes, it is lower than the $112,000 mark, but it still is at a high point, right? It still is up there. It is down by 2.48%. We're seeing Bitcoin's dominance at 63.1%. But again, Bitcoin is down by about 2.5%. Ethereum is down by about 4%, 1% in the last hour. XRP is down by about 1% in the last hour and 5% in the last 24 hours. 2% for BNB, 6% for Solana, 8% for Dogecoin, damn near 9% for Dogecoin. 2% for Tron, 6%, 6%, 7%. So you see the reaction there, right? It's not just showing the positive side on altcoins and the negative side on Bitcoin like it was showing for kind of that potential altcoin season outcome. We saw the pickup, we saw the interest. We haven't seen that flow of money into altcoins heavily for multiple days. So obviously, not altcoin season. We're still counting the days until we can get there. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it experienced a little bit of a pullback and should honestly experience more. Now, if we go over to BTCC, let me go to markets and we'll go into the things that I'm seeing here, right? If we look at where BTCC is or where BTC is on BTCC, they use TradingView. So if you guys want a full breakdown, again, feel free to check out that link at the top of the description. Where I saw it is to two levels, right? To the level of the 50 moving average or the 200 EMA. It looks like the 200 moving average is definitely a significant point, but it's been kind of coming back to earth every single chance that it does get. Now, whether that means that it's coming back to earth moment is somewhere around here, maybe the $100,000 mark, or it's even closer as we see a major pullback to the $97,000 mark, we could possibly see that. I don't necessarily see it getting to 74, 75. There is always a chance that that could be the case. And if it does, you'll see altcoins that are reacting that way. I do expect to see more of a pullback at the levels to where money is flowing into altcoins rather than just flowing out of Bitcoin for people to take profit. It's for people to take profit as well as reinvest that money into altcoins during altcoin season. So my standpoint, right, I put in a short, right? I have two other longs just in case we did see altcoin season that was going to break out, but obviously that ended up reversing on it, where I'm probably going to lose $155 here. I'm currently up $306, but as that continues to decrease and Bitcoin continues to decrease down to maybe 100,000, I can then take profit and be able to gain, $400, $500 while I only lost, 150. So I put through this trade back when it was at 111,000, and now it's sitting at 105,000, and hopefully can get lower for the sake of just this trade, right? And if it does, these probably will be liquidated, and that's fine. But this one will obviously I'll be able to gain a heck of a lot from it. So it shows that I believed that it was going to come back from that peak point. But it's literally as simple as seeing where the 50 moving average is, seeing how far it has pulled away from it, and seeing that play catch up to it. So whether it gets to 100,000 or it gets to 97,000, or it finds a way to even break all the way down as we see Bitcoin, people taking money out for Bitcoin to then go into altcoins, that could be the case here to then experience major gains if you are, shorting that position. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing. I talked about this, days ago and what I was doing, and I'm glad that things are working out in the right way. But then again, I still want to see crypto thrive, right? I'm a huge fan of altcoins, not just Bitcoin. So investing into things like XRP and Solana and AVAX and Ethereum and all of those, I want to see those thrive. Right? I want to see altcoin season. Everybody does. But for the time being, I can take advantage of this short-term movement and predict where things are going, make money as we go along, and supplement that as well to be able to say, oh, I have a positive outlook just in case that does happen, but then I have this negative outlook that can also make me money in a major form, in a major time period. So let me know what you're thinking about where we stand, right? I told you guys that we would experience a little bit of a decrease. It just makes sense after we break a new all-time high. It just really makes sense. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel for BTCC, Patreon, Twitter, all of that stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.